Yeah! Happy Monday! Mic check, mic check, mic check. Bugatti, 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 Bugatti. Previously on Kimba TV. I started feeling all this. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye. Bye, 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 bye. You gotta buy, bulls. You gotta buy. You gotta buy. You gotta buy, bulls. Otherwise, it's gonna be bye, 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 bye. You heard me? Happy Monday! How we doing, Juice? So, Frankie, here's the thing. We talk about every single scenario, Frankie. Okay. Are you aware that I was shorting this whole move up? What did we say? Failed auction, right? So this is another opportunity for you to kind of short if you want to go short. Yeah, still have the short going. Do you know what my TP is? Nothing's really changed. Yeah, nothing's really changed. I think it just grabbed the single prints, right? Mario says TP where? Make sure you watch the Friday highlights, Mario. Maybe even start around Thursday. Alrighty, and then let me know if you have any other questions. Renese, thank you for the resub. Let me know if you have any questions. Any other questions? You guys good? Let's redo this one.
Latuche, motherfucker, the math is the math.
Latuche, motherfucker. Juice. All right, 3 minutes and counting. Let's go. Easy. The math is too easy, yo. Zenshita says, are you targeting previous month value area low for sure? No, so I mean 56, 57 zone. And then maybe 54 and then 52. So TP1 for the short could be like 56, 56.5. And then TP2 could be like 54. Yeah, and then, you know, final would be like losing 49. We mathin', ho! Easy. Easy. Hey! Math is math! How we doing, Lions? It's too easy. All right. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Some of y'all Marcus smashed right there on the short when I said it was a nice little opportunity. Okay, I see you, copy traders.
Shout out Kimba.
Let's go. Juicy, juicy, juicy. It's mad, ho! Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Easy. Easy. Hey, happy Monday, motherfuckers. Let's go. Blink Johnson, I closed my long when you said it, I must confess. Oh, man. Well, that's okay. But it doesn't make sense. Stop the music for a second. Hey, Blink John, you guys have any questions? iConductor says, what's up with S&P? Just math, iConductor. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Easy money, Bugatti money. You heard me? You guys good? Blink John, you Gucci? Everything makes sense? All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Everybody knows what my entry is, what my size is. All right, what my TPs are. All right, everybody Gucci Magooch. Y'all better quit playing with me. Easy money, Bugatti money. Juicy. Hey, single prince gone ho. Quit playing with me. Ow. Juicy. Easy. Money. Schwiggity. A juice. We mathin'. Yo! What you think about all this? What y'all think about all this? Let's juice on them. It's easy money. Woo! Corbin says, kind of new here. How did you know it was going to keep going lower? Easy money, Bugatti money, Corbin. I want you to start watching the highlights from last Monday. Alrighty. So, don't even watch right now. Go to the YouTube. Go to the YouTube. And I want you to get caught up from last Monday. All right? You can't just pop in and out. It's not going to make sense. So follow along with me from last Monday. All right? Just remember, I'm never going to be able to convince your subconscious whether you either know it or you don't, whether you believe it or you don't. All righty? So there is no right or wrong. I'm juicing like a motherfucker though, boy. Hey, stop the music for a second. How many of y'all were with me all last week? How many of y'all were with me all last week? Would it be fair to say that if you weren't with me all last week, you're going to be like, why is it going down, man? What? Bro. Why is it going down, bro? What do you mean you're shorting, bro? Quit playing with me. I mean, for those of you that are here with me, first things first. Failed auction, right? Isn't this the level that we said it has to hold and it can't lose? I don't understand what's so difficult. Cash losses, bro, you did not tell me to short. I actually did. You missed it? Rewind. I said, this is a good place to short if you want to. Hella people market smashed when I said that. Corbin says he did. Yeah, I literally said, this is a good place to short if you want to short. Yeah, while it was here. You know, like 50 people market smash short right here. Some people closed their longs here. Did you know that I said this could be a failed auction? Do you understand this is 7.5? Did you know that I added another 185 Bitcoin short right there? But yeah, crazy, right? I did tell you. Oh, I told you all of this. I said, this is the level that you would have to claim. And if we can't claim it, then let's get nasty with it. This is your range. It just failed auctioned out and then it did a bearish retest. So look at this. This is your value range. I said, turn this into support and we can go. Otherwise, if it swing fails or fails auctions, then watch for it to lose it and then do a bearish retest. That's exactly what it did. Here's your failed auction. Pixel Perfect 7.5. I front ran that bitch like you always know I do. Added another 185-ish. And then this is a failed auction is only confirmed when it does a bearish retest. So dink, 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 dink. Lose it. You don't get bearish on the penetration. You get bearish on the what? Come on, y'all better quit playing with me now. This is 5th grade math, baby. Quit playing with me. He didn't tell me to short. Schwiggity on him. Schwiggity on him. We mathing on him. Quit playing with me. Gate buy says, don't you think volume is just too low? Yes, for buying. Yeah, were you here with me all last week? See, the people that weren't here last week or didn't understand why I was shorting last week is probably gonna have a really hard time understanding why we're dumping. So you gotta stay caught up. But for those of you that were rocking and rolling with me all last week, any questions? None of this should be surprising. And remember, we always have another opportunity. So imagine if this goes to 56 or if this goes to 54 and we get into another 500, 600 Bitcoin long from there. Did we really need to chase anything and be like, fuck, we missed the 50,000? We might be able to get a 53,000 long. And that long might be better than this one. It might be the one that gets us back into value area and then breach 76. So you never have to freak out about anything. There's always another trade. You see it? Remember how I wasn't in a long from here all last week? We might have an there's a scenario where this comes down to like 54 and it does this and this looks better than this. And then we can take it. Schwiggity on them. Math is math. Quit playing with me. But you guys also see how like there is no right or wrong and you just have to do you. Because if you still have a long from here, you're going to start tripping as soon as that point of control gets breached, because this is going to be a quick little cascade most likely. So you're going to start to be put under pressure. All the longs are going to start to have to think, fuck. You know, I've already lost almost 33% of the high. And then once that 0.5 gets breached, it's going to get real interesting. But let's get nasty, ladies and gentlemen. Any questions? Let's start prepping for CPI Wednesday, though. Yeah, anyways, we're going to go grab these single prints maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Let's get nasty with these hoes, man. Let's go! Juice! All right, it's blong time, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it takes. 6 figures. Yannick says, man, I wish I had the balls to add at the 7.5. Stop the music for a second. Yannick, I wouldn't consider it balls or anything like that, Yannick. You know what I mean? But Yannick, you've been watching me all last week, right? You saw me how I was trying to short this, Yannick? So like, if you're not as bearish as I am, you're probably not gonna have the balls or the conviction to add at the 7.5, Yannick. But I don't know if you've been able to follow along with me on this whole journey, but do you remember when I was like, hey, the open interest is the exact same as when we nuked? Do you remember when we were looking at this? So it's easier for me to take that failed auction setup. You know, it depends on if you really think this is gonna get claimed or not. So claim back in here and then we'll rotate, and I'm okay to take a long from there. But if you fail auction and you lose it, oh man. And I think that's a higher probability. So time will tell. As you guys all know, I didn't long here. I don't have a long yet, right? So, and we tried to short that, and we got that short. We added. We anticipated the failed auction. All right. And then when the bearish retest was going on in the morning, we even said it's a good place to short. Any questions? So yeah, I think I wouldn't worry about it, Yannick. If your subconscious was bearish, then it was bearish and you would have had a little bit more confidence to take it. But there is no right or wrong, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's okay, Yannick. And then like on Friday, we actually talked about this. I don't know if you remember, but we said that another bearish setup would be that failed auction. Yeah, but it's okay, Yannick. Any questions on like TPs where we might be looking for longs, etc., etc.? So 56.5 zone looks pretty interesting for a possible hedge long, right? But remember, do not put blind limits in. If I say something like, I might look for a long here or here, don't put blind limits in. I'm not going to. It's about seeing how it gets down there and how it reacts to give you the ultimate edge on whether you should long or short. So there is no scenario where you can juice without knowing what you're seeing. So let's go. The math is the math. Y'all better quit playing with me. Y'all better quit playing with me. But we just talked about bulls would have to get above 60,000. So if this is going to play out, they have to change structure at some point. If this is going to play out, you're going to break that because that's going to give you a higher probability to try and break that, and you're going to try to make a higher high. Once you get up here, whatever it is, you know that it's going to try to, you have to make a higher low. So I'm sure that it's going to be something like that. Take a look at what the fib looks like if you go from this bottom to there. Something like that. And then, of course, in terms of levels to the upside, you still have this too. So nothing too crazy. It's got to get above 60,000, turn that into support first. All right, but in terms of volume, it's not too bad. I don't really take too much into consideration after U.S. market closes, so. But yeah, it's for me, Thomas, either it's going to close above or it's going to close below. $60,000. Are we closing below or are we closing above? Do you remember when we were talking about you can have a failed auction into a failed auction? So it's hard to believe which one is which. So you're gonna I'm still just gonna be looking at, does 60,000 get turned into resistance or support? It's taking time, it's inconclusive. I wish it was a lot easier to spot, but like the smaller move stuff, it's hard, Thomas. I would say that on the smaller time frame, you're above golden pocket, so you're still holding on to your edge. Here you go. If you want me to, the smaller time frame range would be this. I think it kind of depends, Thomas, on how many golden pockets you've seen. So what I mean by that is, how many times have you seen this pull all the way back to golden pocket and then be able to make a higher high? How many times have you seen it pull all the way back to golden pocket and still be able to make a lower low? So kind of having a hustle to deduce anything from what's happening. Thomas, exactly, brother. So, you know, I don't exactly know what the fuck going on. We have our longs and we have our shorts, and we're going to see if 60K is going to be resistance or support. Yeah, man, that's about it, man. What's going on, Netero? we could talk about all the stuff that exists, Thomas, like CVD bull divs, CVD bear divs, RSI bull div, RSI bear div. I would say that this is not that promising because you would have wanted a 5, 6, 7 touch 30-minute bull div to be able to break some sort of structural high. So the fact that you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even though 30-minute is a pretty smaller time frame, the fact that you couldn't even get that high is a little bit of a discouraging factor if you're bullish. Oh, here. There you go. So you can all see it. You have like a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 touch bull div on the 30-minute, and the 30-minute is small, but it is a bummer that your bull div from here is still unable to get, highs and stay above it. So things like this, the fact that it's still below 60,000, I would say that's the bearish edge. But as long as CME can stay above golden pocket 7.5 and spend time above the 0.5 and golden pocket, then you're still holding on by a hair. But whether this wants to go to 64 or this wants to fall back to 57, 56, 54, yeah, I think going back down to 54 would be a little bit shitty. If it does pull back to like 56.6 and it can maintain bullish edge, then that's probably like on the higher time frame, the only place where I would maybe think about longing before 49 is lost. So I don't know, we're all looking at the same shit. How many of y'all are seeing something that we haven't talked about? Anything you guys want to talk about? This 30-minute candle closes in 4 minutes. So you would definitely want this CME body close above 0.5. Yeah, maybe I think about longing 56.6. Or excuse me, like the 57 sweep. All of these are up for grabs at 54. What I really wanted to see with you guys today is like 56.6. This is so slow. Yeah, Skimo, I mean, we can't predict. A little bit of a curveball for me is I thought we would have hit 56.6 today. So now what I thought tomorrow would happen, I have to maybe scratch. Yeah, would have been nice if we went back down to 57 or 54 with S&P trying to do that gap fill. That would have been pretty easy to play. Yeah. That's about it. I got a whole bunch of new Discord stuff coming up for you guys, though. Always Long says, it could still happen. Yes, I know, but I can't stay here forever. You know what I mean? And I have a bunch of work. I have a bunch of other stuff I got to do, so can't be watching it the whole time. But what about you, Always Long? Any questions, my guy? What'd you guys think about today? Thomas says, would it maintain a bit more bullish edge if those lows at 54 get grabbed during CPR, PPI, debate volatility like big candle? Possibly, Thomas, but do you know what I'm about to say? When it goes back down on 54, are shorts opening or longs getting squeezed? So if longs are getting squeezed and it's the initial move, then yeah, I might want to think about longing it, Thomas. But I feel like for you to be able to ask a question like that, one, you've seen a couple CPIs with me, and you know exactly what kind of debate can happen. And two, you've been riding with me long enough to know that if we're going to long that 54, it's either a swing fill pattern and we wait for the structural edge, maybe on the 5-minute, 15-minute, or it squeezes a whole shit ton of longs, Thomas. But yes, you did say like big candle. So it would have to almost be like a wick. Like it goes, grabs 54 and then closes right back above a pretty significant level. You excited for it though, Thomas? You want a long 54, huh? Thomas, you want a long 54, huh? I dig it. But I really, even though we're talking about hypotheticals, just generally speaking, you're starting. Remember, a golden pocket pullback means that the edge is neutralized. So you have to reclaim levels again. The bullish edge like kind of gets reset. So you would really rely on that structural edge, the open interest. CVD hidden bull div would be amazing. So yeah, what I really would have preferred, Thomas, is if we were going to get into a long, or if we were, well, we're already in a short, but if we were going to get into a long from 54 or 56, we were already in it, we got filled today, or we get in it in the next 12 to 24 hours, because yeah, if it is gonna actually be a good long, the markets will usually let people get in, and that initial move is gonna stop everybody out, right? So it's a little bit more, in a fucked up way, Thomas. It's better if the long setup shows up tomorrow, and then the initial debate stops everybody out, and then we get it. But if it's happening first and it's not stopping people out, that's where it starts to get a little bit like pussyfooty. That's when I start to like, wait a minute, let me get that 30-minute. Kind of starting to think about some possible scenarios as we approach. Yeah, well, first things first, Thomas, the daily candle closes in 28 minutes. So it'll be interesting to see exactly where this daily closes, because that's kind of what we've been talking about. Is it above 60? Is it below 60? And then I think from there we start with maybe like previous day value area high, value area low, Fibonacci, retracement, full rotation, stuff like that. Understanding fixed range. So something like this, maybe even on the 1 hour. Some people, I think what I would do on fixed range is I would take everything from here, or sorry, don't include that one. So here, like that. So you can even see on CME that this is that level. And is it trying to get back in? What are we doing? That's your value. So kind of a critical level. And then as you can see, the CME point of control is at 57,120. So if CME at 57,120 would put it at derivatives 56.6. All right. Everybody see it? Beru, you good? Thomas says, pretty sure this fixed value area high aligns with previous month value low. Of course, it does, Thomas. It does, my boy. You know, whether it's 50, so the 59.5 to 60,000 has always been a level of interest for us, you know? So when it starts to really deviate from that level, I'm taking shorts. When it starts to deviate this way, I'm thinking about long. And then I'm going to just figure out which way it wants to go. One of these lows, this low or that high, is going to get breached pretty soon here, right? Everybody can kind of see the coiling tension. CPI comes out at 7:30 my time. So yeah, like 6:45, 7, something like that. We talked about it before, and I think you've seen so many of these with me by now, 420, that you're probably thinking the same thing. Is there a scenario where the PPI actually represents all of the volatility instead of having the volatility with CPI on Wednesday? Have you seen a couple of these with me, 420? Do you remember when we've had PPI before? And there's like a natural relative correlation to the CPI and the PPI, right? For the most part, like if one goes up, the other one goes up. But it's the producer price index and the consumer price index. So for the most part, if the cost to produce things went up, then usually the cost to buy something goes up as well, you know? But so you would think, okay, could PPI tomorrow represent the entirety of the general CPI, PPI volatility? And then even more specifically, do you want the initial move to be a debate? So in a weird way, if you're in a long, you have to think about, okay, where could they come to stop me out on the initial move? What kind of data would I want to see, whether it's open interest or volume? What do I want S&P to dump to for it to qualify as, and what kind of reaction do I want for it to be a initial move as a debate? If you're shorting, there's a couple bad highs on CME, so you might be thinking, okay, that's going to get swept, maybe. But if that gets swept tonight, well, if that gets swept tonight and it keeps going back down, then and it stays above 382, then it's probably going to pixel fuck 7.5 or something. Token says also got to think possible TPs on the scam pump. Yeah, well, I mean, whatever position that you're in, basically, if you want the scam pump or scam dump, but it doesn't happen, you got to react. And if you don't want it, but it happens, you got to react. So, yeah, you guys excited? How many of you guys are already in positions and basically you're going to go to sleep hoping that you don't get stopped out? And then as long as, you know, the position is still alive before PPI numbers come out, you're Gucci Magucci? Yeah, Skimmel, huh? You Gucci, you ready to go, my guy? Yeah. Lots of exciting stuff going on. David says that's me in a short that I hope holds. Okay, nice.
He just told us to be prepared.
Well, you know what it is, David. Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions. Yep. And just stuff to kind of think about. Most likely, there's going to be volatility tomorrow. And most likely, it'll run not only throughout the day, but through the week. If today was able to do that bing bong ding dong, imagine with S&P volatility and even more money being placed for CPI and PPI tomorrow and Wednesday. So, you know, stay cool, calm, and collected. You know I'm going to get us hyped up. You know I'm going to get us hyped up. You know the music is going to be on point. You know we're going to be juicing. So do your best. You know, enjoy the show, enjoy the process. Try to put together and walk into the day with at least a basic plan, y'all. All right? And there's nothing wrong with staying on the sidelines if nothing makes sense. So let's see which one gets stopped out, I guess, ladies and gentlemen. Will we hold 60 and break and head towards 64? The weekly, the higher time frame stuff, still bulla. All right, I would love to maybe get like a 56.5 or 57 long. Obviously 54 is the, you guys can see where the golden pocket is. And so 54, 52 are viable too. And then 47 will be interesting too. But we are pretty close to claiming that value area low. If we can get back into the 60,000s, the 61,000, and start to do its thing, we got it. I think we got a pretty good shot to rotate, and it'll rotate quick. Alrighty. Hey, what if tomorrow we see this? Oh, how many of y'all would love that? Huh? Quit playing with me. How many of y'all want that? Hey, quit. Hey, stop. How many of y'all want that? How many of y'all want this? That actually looks pathetic. How many of y'all want this? And how many of y'all want that? Well, there's going to be a couple of things that it's got to do, ladies and gentlemen. Value area low. Make sure you have the value, the point of control, the TPO levels, all right? Enjoy the show. We're going to have some fun tomorrow. Yeah, S&P needs to get above 53.50 now. You guys good with the boogies? You guys good with the boogies? All right, y'all. I'm going to go eat some Haagen-Dazs ice cream. How many of y'all rocking from Brazil? How many of y'all rocking? Where are my Brazilians at? Where my Brazilians at? Hey, I'm going to get a Thunder Riot. You're from Brazil, Yorita. Hey, I'm going to go. We got some pineapples, right? So we gonna grill that, maybe with just a slight little bit of brown sugar, so you caramelize that bitch and eat it with some vanilla bean ice cream. What y'all think, Brazilians? You fucking with the grilled pineapples, yes or no? What y'all know about them grilled pineapples, huh? Token G. All right, you guys. All right, market makers, I'm out of here. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Today was amazing. Y'all excited for tomorrow? Let's go. Exclamation bit Unix. Everybody make sure exclamation bit Unix. Market makers. Let's go. All right. Hey, Sato, tell them what happens if they don't use stop losses. Sato, tell them what happens if they don't put stop loss in profit. Hey, he said he's going to smack the shit out of you and liquidate the shit out of you. You know what it is, Lions. What an amazing Monday, y'all. You guys stay safe now. We'll see if the 60,000 to 61,000 level is holding. All right, is it support or is it resistance? You already know what it is. All righty, stay safe. I can't wait to regroup with you guys tomorrow morning. Have a great night, Lions.